Day by day you will improve and you will collect a lot of information from different factors that will be success for yourself. So don't waste your time. I know that you want to say something in English, but when you try to say something at that time, the words not coming naturally. That's why you feel hesitant. So confidently, when you try to say something, as a result, you need to practice a lot. Obviously, you need to do something effectively. You don't afraid to say something in English. You just take a fun to say something. When you take a fun to say something, definitely it will be better for yourself. Every day, at least 20 minutes without any hesitation, you try to speak in English. When you speak in English very quickly, day by day you will improve. Once upon a time, you feel better. But before that, you have to read aloud. When you read a lot of articles, from that, you just collect a lot of information, and according to the information, you can say something. But if you don't do that, so how is it possible to say something? At first, you have to lot of information in your brain. That means you have to consume a lot. When you consume a lot, at that time you produce a lot. When you input a lot, then you output a lot. So this is how you have to practice speaking English. When you will be habitual with speaking English, at that time that's automatically coming out. Obviously, every day you have to do practice more. You just take a break sometimes, then you need to say something perfectly. When you just say something perfectly, definitely it will be better for yourself. Even you just surround yourself with English. You always just make the environment of English. Because just make the environment, you just extra benefit to learn something in English. When you do that, day by day you will improve. But before that, you need to practice, you need to do something, you need to accurate anything. You just wait for the opportunity. When the opportunity is coming to say something, at that time, you just drive into that. You just drive into that. That means you just take it and speak in English very well. When you try to say something, obviously you need to say something in English without any hesitation. I'm here, the speak in English because it is my goal. It is my ambition to say something in front of you. I'm not taking any challenge. I just improve myself. You need to improve yourself to say something. When you speak in English very well and taking some ideas, taking any kind of thought, at that time you will just stress of something. But if you don't do that, so how is it possible? You need to communicate with others. Every day you just think that I need to say something in English. If I don't say something in English, so how is it possible to do? Obviously, you need to anything successfully. You need to record your voice. Obviously, when you record your voice and you listen again and again, you will find out your mistakes. Actually, where my mistake, where place I have to develop, I have to grow, this type of mentality, this type of mistakes, you will find out. When you find out, at that time, you will solve these problems. Next time, when you record your voice, at that time you will get the opportunity. Oh, where just I mistake. So this is how I have to avoid this mistake. And once again, I don't do that. I just personally believe that it is good for me. It is fantastic idea for me. And doing something effectively, so that just mentally it is good for everyone. Because I need to do anything successfully, I need to say something in English. Even every day, what you are doing, you just express in speak in English. When you daily basis speak in English, definitely it will be improve of speaking English. Sometimes you will make mistake. You didn't say anything successfully. You just we appreciate others, but you don't go back. You need to come forward. You just think that I'm taking the challenge. Anyhow, I have to beat in this challenge. Even I have to be struggle with my last drop of blood because it is one kind of practice. It is one kind of major subject of practice. So anyhow, I have to pass in this sector. Those who are good speakers, they can speak in English very well because they are habitual with that. They are involved with many seminars. They are dedicated themselves. They always motivated a lot of people. That's why they don't hesitate to say something. I feel hesitant because you need to do something effectively. Yes, you need to say anything successfully. You need to do something perfectly. But if you don't do that, you just think that, oh my God, it is on behalf of me. So how is it possible? Every day we need to say something. Even long time we need to say something. We just mention a lot of things so that accumulate anything. Yes, we need to aware the people. Aware the people, that means we need to just conscious about very good activities. We need to have it a lot of things. Suppose you just try to say something, but there is no any option. Without practicing, you just finally decision. I want to say something confidently, but it is impossible. If you want to be a good speaker, you want to say something perfectly. There is no. Yes, simply the perfectness, simply the eagerness will come, but before that, you need to progress a lot of things. When you maintain the process, when you accurate something, and you need to establish something and doing anything and conversely do something, definitely it will be better. But there is no any option to sacrifice yourself and there is no any kind of thought. So how is it possible to develop yourself? So you need to progress, you need to do something, you need to accurately doing something. That means you just mention anyhow I need to do anything successfully. Definitely, I just give up some things so that it is needed for me to exercise. You know very well a lot of ideas, lots of articles, but the final position to say something is don't say anything. Even we need to practice a lot, like just be accurate to speak in English. So we need to 100% correct. So if we want to 100% correct, definitely we just build up our confidence. Even every day, what we are doing, just I'm cooking pasta, I'm making pasta, I'm cooking food, I'm going to market, I'm going to school, I'm going to university, I take a shower, I take medicine. So this is how we need to some sentences make and confidently try to say something. If we just make the sentences confidently, obviously we just make ourselves the property. Actually, from where we started, we don't get the opportunity. Actually, we feel that if I just started speaking English from here, but it is not correct for me. So if I want to be a good speaker, definitely I have to do practice. I have to do something. Even it is really day by day improve. But if you don't do that, if you just magnify yourself and you grow up yourself to the properly, so how is it possible to do? Obviously, you have to mention. If you want to be a successful man, so what you have to do? At first, you have to work hard. Then you have to negotiate about the business or any others. And in which sector you want to be a good speaker, you want to be successful, you need to produce that. So sometimes we make mistake. It is real. Even you want to be a good speaker in English, at that time you also make mistake. But Step by step you will progress. When you progress 100%, definitely you can speak in English very well. But before that, you have to try a lot. When you try a lot, definitely day by day will improve. When you improve a lot, at that time you just progress. Oh my God, it is really the fantastic. It is really effective and doing something perfectly and elaborate a lot of things. And once upon a time, there is a really the perfect foundation for that. But always learning process will continue. You don't stop your learning process. You just think that anyhow my learning process is going on. If we just stop my learning process, definitely I lose everything. So anyhow, this is the process always continue. That is really, really effective for yourself to progress. Actually, those who are good speakers, they can speak in English very well because they always massive, massive practice, more and more practice. Practice makes perfect. It is 100% true. And time waits for none. Time and tide wait for none. So you just always just stick to that. When you stick to that, definitely day by day you will improve. Actually, within 12 years or 15 years, we have completed our graduation. But anyhow, we can speak in English? Absolutely not. Even there is no any opportunity, and our teachers just express something in English. No, they didn't practice speaking English. They just teach about the English as a subject and grammar or paragraph, essay, this type of things always just mentioned by writing, but they didn't practice like English speaker. That's why when the final position we try to speak in English, we just get it start. As a result, we don't explain anything successfully. So if we wanna be successfully speak in English, definitely we have to work hard. When we just complete everything perfectly, definitely we just express something in English successfully. Otherwise, it is quite impossible to successful to do anything successfully. Definitely, it is losing our confidence and do something effectively. So we need to do anything successfully. That means we are making ourselves to the proper. Yes, sometimes we feel that it is good, but sometimes we are not passive, we are not active. Actually, what will you do? We don't know, find out. So if we want to find out the way, actually, what happens, that we have to know. Actually, in this world, we are not alive long days. We are not alive just a lot of years, maybe 100 years, or 70 years or 60 years, there is no any guarantee to a life. So in this world, just we need to good behavior. We need to behave very, very effectively. There is no any rude behavior to others. There is no give any pain to others' mind. We need to be very soft. Soft minded people, always cool, fresh, and happy. When you just feel soft minded, cool minded, even you don't be scared, frightened, gullible, just cute boy or cute girl or beautiful boy or handsome boy. Yes, you need to do something. You just think that naturally how long you can speak in English, that is the matter. If you don't say anything successfully, even long time, you don't even say anything successfully, so how is it possible? You know, doctor, engineers, they are very much intelligent in English, intelligent boy, intelligent people, but they can't speak in English because they don't practice speaking English. That's why in spite of knowing a lot of words, vocabularies, even just making a lot of structures. But when the final session to say something, they don't express anything in English because they are not habitual with that. You need to your brain setup get used to making sentences. When you get used to making sentences, day by day you will improve. And once upon a time, you just getting good point of speaking English. Actually, if you provide the thoughts, definitely you need to know about the thoughts. Actually, what type of issue you mention, what type of thoughts you just keep up. Actually, when the process of doing something and mention anything, definitely it will be progress to speak in English. Whole day, when you speak English a lot, day by day you will improve and you will collect a lot of information from different factors that will be success for yourself. So don't waste your time. You always utilize your time and mention everything perfectly. When you mention everything perfectly, day by day you will improve and join with anything. Yes, beside your native language, you just love English and produce English, consume English, and input a lot and output a lot. This is how you need to improve in speaking English. This is the biggest area in the world. You don't know English, so how is it possible to take the challenge of the world? If you take the challenge of the world, you need to be more careful, you need to be more updated, you need to be more innovative. There is no innovative something, so how is it possible to improve? You need to do something perfectly and doing anything successfully. Yes, it is at first, it is very difficult for you, but day by day it will improve and it will be very easier for you. So you need to do something effectively. You need to be saying something confidently. When you do something effectively, day by day you just set up for that. So you need to do something perfectly and doing anything effectively. That will be better for yourself. But if you don't do that, if you don't sacrifice anything, so how is it possible to mention? Yes, I feel good. I feel cool. I feel nervous. I feel excited. I'm grateful to you. I'm grateful for my mistakes. But I don't set up with that. I don't sit down to forgive. I always think that anyhow, I have to be motivated for English. Anyhow, I have to say something in English because I don't say anything in English. I forget a lot of things. So why I don't mention anything perfectly? I need to do anything successfully. Obviously, once upon a time, I will be great teacher to do that. Obviously, in my future, I will do something and making myself to the properly. Actually, how long time I can speak in English, that is the matter. Actually, from many ideas, many things, many kind of thoughts, there is no any kind of topic. Finally, what I say, but at the moment, I just control myself. What is good, what is bad. Either it is good or it is bad. I don't know. Define. I need to define exact words or exact topic. On the topic, just personally need to do and effectively doing something. Definitely, it will be great for yourself to progress and making some ideas for that and confidently doing something and just keeping some ideas and once upon a time it will be better for that.